Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Can you hear me? Please confirm in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you very much for the response. Okay. Thank you. Let's stop the chat. So what's the plan for today's session? We have discussed two types of variables, global scope variables, place scope variables. One more type of variables we have yet to be discussed. So that's our plan for today's session. Today we'll be learning about host scope variables. We'll learn how can we implement loops. Day by day, YAML programming, YAML is acquiring the programming language features. You can write loops in YAML files to perform configurations. We'll see examples. How can we write loops? Multiple modules with multiple with underscore items. You'll understand it when we learn practically about the concept of loops. There are two types of handlers. I mean, one is handlers concept, the other one is error handling. So all this we will be learning in our today's session. So this is our agenda for today's session. Before getting into the agenda for today's session, any questions? Yes, Azam.
Sir, good evening. So actually, I was writing a playbook. In that, I clone a repository from GitHub. Okay, that is a zip file. So I cloned that repository in my controller machine. Okay, then I copied
Controller
that,
machine. Okay.
yeah, and I copied that to nodes. I mean,
Okay.
my nodes.
Okay.
So I was able to access index file. But what I was trying
Which
to
file?
do,
Index GIF file, right?
no, after unzip,
Achha, it's
in
a zip file, ZIP. I thought GIF.
no, zip file, zip file.
Zip file.
That
Okay.
contain multiple files like
And you have copied the zip file to the nodes.
nodes. Okay, through playbook,
Copy command, copy playbook.
copy module.
Yes.
But
And
what
finally, the zip file is available in the nodes.
I extract that zip file, unzipped in control machine, and
Okay.
then I copied through copy module.
Yes. Okay.
So I was able to access index file.
Okay.
But what I was trying to do, I was trying to clone that repository in manage node.
Okay.
Playbook.
Okay.
And I was trying to extract that file in manage node through playbook in the same playbook, but I was not able to do that, sir.
You are able to clone it?
Yeah, I was able to clone.
Okay, so you don't need to clone it to the controller machine. Directly, you are able to clone it to the nodes. Agree?
Yes. Yes.
The zip file is already downloaded to the nodes.
Nodes.
Okay,
Yes.
now from there, what you want to do? You want to unzip it.
At the destination point where www and HTML file, I am able to download that zip file, but I was not able to unzip there.
What is the command you have used for unzipping?
Unzip module, I think I was using.
Hello? No,
Yes.
generally in controller machine, you have unzipped it. Like using the Linux machine, using the Linux command, you have unzipped it. Isn't it, Vakar?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, what was the command, Linux command, which you have used for unzipping? Did you use any command?
Actually, I gone through Google. I found some module, unzip module.
Okay.
So I followed that step, but I was not able to do that.
So you have done once unzipping in the controller machine, right? Without using the module.
Yes.
For the first time, you have first cloned it into the controller machine and then you have unzipped it in the controller machine. Which command you have used?
Actually, I installed unzip package.
Yes, and then
unzip,
you have used the Linux command. Agree?
Yes. Yeah,
That command you use it in the control in the nodes by using the command module. Command module is used for running basic Linux commands, right?
Yes, yes.
You install that particular unzip package and then run the unzip command.
Unzip
Okay.
that,
Yes. Okay. Got it. Okay.
But I was not able to do that in Node machine.
Because unzip package is not installed, right? The apt module, first you use apt module, install the required package.
Sir,
Okay.
I installed, in fact.
Don't use module. Unzip. Don't use unzip module.
Okay.
Don't use Ansible module. I'm not talking about the Ansible module. Okay.
Okay.
You have done it right using the Linux command in the controller machine.
Yes, yes, sir.
Same thing. Do you do it in the playbook? Did you understand?
If there is multiple machine, then it's good
No
to
problem.
go.
No problem.
We don't have any option through modules. Sir?
No, in controller machine, you have unzipped it, right?
Yes.
Using the Linux command, you have unzipped it.
Yes. Yes.
The same command, use it in the playbook. So that gets executed in the whatever you have done it in the control, that happens in the nodes. Okay.
Yes. Sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Sir. Okay. Thank you. Sir.
Okay. So to save some time, so I already have connected to my AWS account, and all my controller and nodes are running state. You can see controller 1, 2, 3, 4 are running state. So let's connect to controller machine. So Waqar, what's your plan this weekend?
Sir, I will go through Jenkins and.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay.
Reason is important now.
Okay. You're from which city?
I'm from Delhi, sir. I'm proper from
Delhi.
Bihar, but I'm Delhi. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I have connected to controller machine. So let's work out with this concept. Waqar, do you remember you have asked me that can we create one variables in a specific file, and can we access that particular variables in a file to a particular playbook? Isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Did you saw it anywhere?
No, sir. Actually, in a programming, I did it. That's why I asked.
Okay. The same thing you can implement it here using, that is nothing but using the host scope variables. Okay. So let's do that. Host scope variables are again divided into two more types. Variables which work on group of machines, variables which work on single machines. So let's start with the experiencing variables which work on group of machines. Yes, Rajagopalan.
I sir, the screen is not visible. Just minimize, sir. But I think it's big, sir.
The notepad file.
Yeah, yes, sir. Notepad. Thank you, sir.
1 minute. Is it okay now?
It's okay, sir. Thank you.
Is
So
it
now,
okay?
no, now not okay, sir. That left side is some letters are gone, not visible.
You are using mobile phone?
Yeah, using mobiles.
Then it should be able to, it will be synchronized automatically. Now?
Or 5 minutes before the screen is maximized. The only variable is shown before the letters not
Now?
shown. Oh, now okay, sir. Oh, okay.
Okay. I think you have to figure out the screen resolution. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. No, 5 minutes before only the screen is big size coming. Okay, sir. Check it now.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hi, Anaga. Your question, Anaga. I can see your hand raise. Did you? Okay. So let's start with variables which work on group of machines. Okay. Let's do that. These variables are defined to work on group of hosts. These variables are defined in a folder called group_vars. It's mandatory that the folder name should be group_vars. This group_vars folder should be present in the same directory where we are all writing the playbooks. The group_folders we will have to create a file whose name is same as the group name in the inventory file, and in this file we create the variables. All these concepts will be very simple when we start getting into practicals. Okay, so do you remember, Waqar, we have created a directory playbooks? Yes, so let's go into that particular directory called playbooks. Okay, these are the location where I have created all the playbooks. Now what I'll do, I create a directory inside the playbooks. I create a directory. What's the name of the directory? Group_vars.
Yes.
Directory got created. Okay, now let's get into the directory. Fine. Do you remember we have created a group? We have divided the inventory file into 3 groups: web server, application server, DB server, isn't it, Vakar?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
am creating a file name. Observation, the name of the file is same as the name of the group. Agree?
Mhm.
Web server is the group name. Wantedly, I am naming a file which is matching with the group name.
Okay.
In that particular file, how many variables I am defining? A, B, C, D, E. I am
Right.
defining 5 variables and I have provided values to that corresponding 5 variables in a separate file called as a web server. Okay.
Yes.
First,
Yes.
let's do that. Created a file. Okay. Go back to playbooks. Anuj, can you understand what this playbook is doing?
Good evening, Sunil.
Good evening.
Yeah. Host scope variable, that host is this. That user creation is doing, and they are defining variable in the runtime.
What it is doing?
This is creation of the user, this user creation.
So we
and,
are using user module. Okay.
User module. Yeah.
And these are all
defining
the
variable
variables. These are all the
runtime.
variables. Okay. When
Right.
when the playbook is having variables, we have to pass the values at the runtime. Agree?
Right.
But here, look at the way I'm running the playbook. Did I pass any values?
No,
No. From where it pick up the values?
it will pick up from the same that inventory, the file which we created there.
What is the name of the file which you have created?
This is exactly the same name, web server.
Yes, exactly. So it picks up the values from this particular location. Okay. So these kind of variables which are declared externally in the playbook, okay, which is not part of the playbook, which has variables, and these kind of variables which are declared externally outside the playbook, isn't it, Anuj? Okay. And then can be automatically, you are not instructing it to take it from this particular file. Host web server. What does that mean, Anuj?
That is a group.
Group. So that means this particular group, okay, the playbook will run on this particular book and picks up the values from that particular file. Okay, automatically. Wantedly, that's the reason we have maintained the file name same as
Same.
Group name. Clear?
And the Sunil, we have to run this playbook exactly the same path, or we can run it anywhere.
Not running. Create the playbook in that playbook should be in the same location. Okay.
Okay, same
The
location.
playbook
Right?
and this folder group_var should be in the same location. Okay.
Got it.
Then only it can read it. Otherwise, it cannot read it.
Exactly. Thank you.
Clear, Vakar? I understanding what I'm saying. You are saying you are talking to
Yes.
this particular point,
Yes, sir.
isn't it?
There is no need to import and all.
Yes, exactly. So
Group names should be same,
let's,
right?
yeah. So that's the only thing you need to keep in mind. So Vakar, the group is having how many missions? Do you remember? Web server group is having two IP addresses.
Yes.
Gathers the facts. User creation is done successfully on 2 missions. Clear? So the playbook is having variables. Generally, we think that obviously, if there is any variables, we have to pass the values, but we are not passing the values. It's dynamically picking up the values from the different files. So these kind of variables are called as host scope variables. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Let's add few more variables. Do you remember the file was having only 5 variables, A, B, C, D, E. I'm adding 3 more variables. Okay, so let's edit that particular file. So that file is available in the folder called group_vals. I go to that particular folder, ls. You can see the file. The name of the file is web server vim, and I am opening the web server. In this particular web server, we know that we have 5 variables. I am adding 3 more variables. FGH. Escape : WQ to save and quit. Okay. Next. Now I have added 3 more variables. Let's go back to the playbooks location. Yes. I am creating a new playbook. APT module. name here, we should mention the name of the packet, state equal to present, and update cache whether it is yes or no. Okay. So here, Vakar, you
Yes,
can
sir.
see that the file is having total 5 plus 3, 8 variables. It's not compulsory that you have to use all the 8 variables. It's up to you.
What
File
is
may
it?
have 100 variables. It's up to you which variables you want. You can refer it. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I'm FGH. That is nothing but tree present. No, that means the tree will be installed without updating the repository. That's what it happens. It should happen.
Yes.
Host equal to web server. So it should run it on 2 machines.
Mhm.
Okay. Run the playbook. Obviously, tree will be installed in the 2 machines. So just to make sure, just want to point out that do not think that we should use all the variables which are there in the file. You can use any variables whichever you want as per the requirements. So these kind of variables which work on group of machines are called as, which can work on group of machines. Okay, perfect. How are you doing, Babat?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. How are you doing?
Your volume is very, very low.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. What time for you? I think it's early morning.
Oh, yes. It's 7:20 a.m. right here, Eastern time.
Looks like you're very calm these days. No questions from your end.
No, like I said, like just always do hands-on. So the thing is that like I try to watch the video just to follow through to understand the concept while you're talking about it. And then after that, I would just always go back to the video and do the hands-on, just take time to understand it and practice it by myself.
Okay, I hope you're
So-
getting the results.
Oh yeah, I'm getting all the result. Everything is going well.
Okay, you're happy with the learning?
Yes, I'm excited with the learning. I have to be honest with you. It's really great. And the fact that like the video is there that I can also it makes
Yes.
it, it makes the
Whenever
pace,
you want, you can refer at your own pace.
Exactly. And I'm a student here in the United States, so I understand, the pathway of learning.
Do you have any
So,
work experience?
well, not exactly in IT. I'm currently getting my master's in accounting analytics, and I'll be going into IBM to work as a business planning analyst. But
Wow.
IBM is a technology company, so I plan on bringing this experience into IBM going forward.
So you got the offer already in IBM?
Yes, I did.
When is your joining date?
I will start it in January next year.
Okay. January.
Next year, correct.
Okay, you 4 to 5 months you have it.
Exactly. I'm in my master's program right now, so when I'm done with my master's program, I will be joining them directly, straight out of college.
Good. So you are selected from the campus.
Exactly.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bhargav.
Yeah, hi Sunil.
Yes.
If it is okay for you, I just want to ask few out of box questions.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, actually, I due to my work, I used to listen your videos and later I used to take the recordings and I used to practice. So frankly speaking, till Jenkins had completed and just started with Docker.
Okay.
Okay. So apart from that, I'm from QA background. So even
Okay.
though I had trained in automation testing Selenium, I didn't get the opportunity with hands-on, but I used to attend interviews with knowledge actually.
Okay. Okay.
So I used to answer like with the technical knowledge, whatever I have. They used
With
to ask
respect to interviews with respect to your QA background, I think, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So then I used to see the videos and practice like in a what we say in a friendly manner. I just want to ask you, like most of the times we used to have the commands in the notepad and we used to copy and execute. So here we need to know the procedure, like what needs to be done in DevOps rules. So
Yes.
coming to interview point of view, see, they will not provide any, Jenkins or Git or something to write exact commands.
Yes.
So how the questions would be there in order to clear the interviews? Like what kind of questions? Suppose if you are an interviewer, how
Okay.
you would ask, and you can easily come to that particular point whether he's having knowledge or he's doing it hands-on or not as well, right?
Okay. No, its first point, the interview questions will be almost something like whatever we are learning in our day-to-day examples, Bhargav. Okay, because whatever we are showcasing example is from the experience which we have worked on it. Okay, Bhargav. So they will ask you, did you anytime perform master slave configuration in Jenkins? Okay, if yes, how did you do that? Whether it is practice or in the real time, the concept will be the same, isn't it, Bhargav? For steps to help in master slave configuration, is it?
Yeah.
In the same way, did you anytime created a multi-container architecture? Okay, so did you change any background process? Okay, so did you use any volumes? What was the scenario where you have used any volumes inside the containers? Okay, what is the need for creating customized images? So when did you do that, and how did you do that? Did you have any time uploaded your customized images into the registry? Registry is nothing but Docker Hub. So it's all whatever we are learning is, I hope you can see, you can judge with the examples, is from the work environment point of view. Okay,
So I
if
feel like most of the questions would be like oral based, So
oral
as
based, definitely they'll not ask you, they'll not give you an AC2 machines and they'll never ask
exactly,
you to execute, never. Okay,
exactly. So
it will
even
be always a telephonic rounds, and maybe the last round, because of COVID, everything is now telephonic, so they will never ask you to demonstrate anything, especially in
yeah,
DevOps.
so
Okay,
even though we give many commands, big commands also, just ask the procedure, like as you said, master slave, how we
exactly.
created a slave with a node and all labels and
You
all
are
those things.
right. You are right. Yes, you are right.
Like after the every class, you used to do a small summary of all the things within just few words. So in similar way, we used to explain to the interviewer in the similar way, right?
Yes, you have to do it. Yes.
So most probably these kind of questions, oral questions, would be there much in DevOps interview, right?
It is oral only. Not only in DevOps. Right now, technology, everything is oral. Okay. Not only in DevOps. Okay. To my knowledge. Okay.
Yeah, even in Selenium also, they will not ask you to write a script in either
Scripts.
Eclipse or
Yes.
IntelliJ, but they used to ask rough mode of script, what you write like that, even though not exact frame of the sentence.
So here also they'll ask you, did you define any pipeline job? If yes, how did you do that? Okay, can you explain the CI/CD stages? Approval, waiting for the approval. My client has requested to approval. So and multi branch pipeline jobs. So all this, whatever we have we have learned it, you can showcase it. Did you use any plugins? What plugins you have used? We have used Bulb. How did you maintain security in Jenkins with respect to your development team requirements?
Okay.
That's
so what I feel, Sunil, like seeing your videos multiple times, I feel like doing practical, even though I don't do practical thing, I feel like I have done with practical also. So,
but I recommend you to do hands-on. Okay,
yeah,
you feel confident, but only when you do hands-on, you will feel you can recollect in the interview. Otherwise, it will not strike. Okay. So doing hands-on is also important.
Yeah, I thought of asking these questions at last, but I feel like by the time I ask, the classes would be over. That's what
Okay.
I had
You
raised
don't
my
want to
hand.
miss the chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I feel like seeing your videos like a movie and just summary, we can tell like an interview in the questions, even though we don't do practically, frankly speaking.
Yeah.
But there might be an interviewer who can catch us with practical questions as well. That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. 60% definitely you can be sure you will be able to answer it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think we have not created playbook in 9. So let's do that. Let's create playbook 9. It's already done. So we have to run the playbook. Obviously, it picks up the values and run it on 2 machines because host you have mentioned it as web server. Perfect. Okay. So these kind of variables which work on group of machines are called as, the group host scope variables are divided into 2 types. One is working on group of machines, variables which work on single machines. Okay. For those variables, if you want to work it on single machine, so what you have to do, like how you have created a directory group underscore wars, Anuj, we have to create one more directory called host underscore wars. Okay, so
Okay.
let's do that.
But we need to run the playbook at the same location, right?
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
folder.
that is true. I'm creating directory host underscore vast. I will go to that particular directory and I will create a file. I want to configure only one specific node. If you want to configure one specific node, if you want to configure a group of nodes, so Anuj, we are maintaining the file name same as group name. But here, if you don't want to specify, you don't want to configure a group of machines. If you want to configure only one specific machine, in such case, create a file. That file
Directory.
name should match with the IP address of that particular machine which you are planning to configure. Okay.
Right. But
So
we need
let's
to create another directory, right?
we already have created, right? Host underscore vars.
Okay, host underscore wars.
That's the directory name which you have created. Okay. What happened, Anuj? You have missed yesterday's session.
Yesterday's session was missed, and I felt asleep and joined
Okay.
very late. You were about to conclude, and I watched the video.
That's the best
Yep.
part of the training. Okay.
Yes,
Any
definitely.
participant, when they miss it or they want to revise it, anyways, the recordings will be there handy.
That's a
So that
beauty.
they can
That's
be
perfect.
they can
We
become ready for the
revise.
next session. Ready for the next session.
And we are truly waiting for Terraform and other technology which you are about
Okay,
to.
you are increasing the pressure on me.
Definitely, you need to cope up. You already said that you are planning to quit the job and learn, and so.
So you want me to quit the job?
Definitely. There is no point. You don't have even time.
I have
You
to get
huge
up. I
participants.
am not getting approval from my home, from my family. Okay.
Yeah, they are insecure, right?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
you're right. They are insecure. They want security.
In fact, you are not teaching at night. Else, if you start teaching in the US time zone, you may have another thousands of participants.
Okay. So let's do this.
But Sunil, you need to take care of your health. You are not looking well. You are sneezing and something like that. I felt that you have cold.
Yeah. So I already have created a file with variables. So let's create a playbook. And here the host, I want to configure only one machine. So if here host can be all, if you want to configure all the machines, host can be group. If you want to configure group of machines, if you want to create a playbook to run it on a specific machine, host, you have to mention the IP address. So that's obvious.
So if mention IP address, we don't have to create any file, right?
We have created, right?
No, file is
PI
already
editor
created.
file have been created, picks up that. So matching happens using the IP address only, right?
IP address.
Yes. Now this particular playbook runs on only one machine because you have mentioned as one machine, and this playbook, it's very obvious that there are three variables. It picks up the values from that particular file, and as the file name is matching with the IP address, you will not get any error. So these kind of variables are called as host scope variables because they are specific to host, meaningful name.
Right.
Perfect. It's only on one machine. Okay. Perfect. Implementing loops, very, very important. Implementing loops is very, very important. Okay, variables, to an extent, it increases the reusability. You create variables. Let's say you want to install 4 packages. You want to install tree, you want to install Git, you want to install JDK, you want to install Apache 2. So we create only one playbook and we don't hard code what you want to install it. We write a variable. And then what we do, as you want to install 4 packages, you will run the playbook 4 times. First time you pass the first value, second time you pass the second value. That's how you can, to an extent, take that advantage of reusability. Here, you don't need to run the playbook those many number of times. You can run the playbook only once. Look at this. Modules in Ansible can be executed multiple times using the loops. First point, how to identify whether your playbook is having a loop or not. Generally, if you look at our previous example, the variable names was A, B, C, D, and something like that. When you experience a variable with the name item is a keyword, predefined.
Mhm.
Whenever your variable is there's a variable with the name item, that means you are implementing loops. Okay, so item is a keyword.
The
With
Ansible keyword.
Ansible keyword with underscore items is a syntax which helps you to understand that the yes. So the loop will execute 4 times. For the first time, this item will be replaced with a tree. Second time, it will be Git. Third time, it will be replaced with JDK. And fourth time, it will be replaced with Apache 2. 4
Apache 2.
packages will be installed when you run the playbook only once. Okay, so you can implement it. Loops is all about executing a specific code multiple number of times. Anuj, that's what we are doing it.
Right.
I want to execute APT module multiple number of times. Yes, you can do that by using with underscore items. Okay.
Right.
And the variable name should be item. If you create a variable with the name A, something like that, it will not work.
Okay.
So let's create the playbook. Run the playbook. Those are deprecation warnings. You don't need to worry. Gathering the facts, it understood that the playbook should
Right.
execute on 2 machines.
2 IPs. Sunil, how Ansible take care of sometimes while installing a particular package, it says yes or Y or an yes or no. Will it be automatically taken care?
Oh, when you are running a playbook, that means you want it, isn't it? You don't need to again reconfirm it. Okay. Yes.
Correct.
So if you're doing it manually, it will ask you, are you sure you want to continue with the installation? Whereas in Ansible, it will go on automatically. It's taking a long time because the loop should be executed. It's not one
Multiple-
specific package. You want to install 4
Correct.
packages. So that's a time consuming process.
Right. That's quite beautiful. In fact, Ansible enables to run same task on thousands of machine in parallel, not in serial.
Yes, you're
Even
right.
if we create
So
a
you can
shell
save
script,
time.
even if we create a shell script, it will run on 1, then go second, then third, then fourth, then 5. Take times.
Ansible is powerful. One of the most powerful configuration management tools when compared to Chef and Puppet. Ansible is more preferred.
Yep.
Yes, you can see here. It is the playbook has been executed on 2 machines,
2 machines.
and item is replaced with tree, Git, JDK, and Apache 2. Got it? So like
Right.
this, you can implement loops. Okay, assuming there's no concept of loops. Okay, you can use variables. And then the problem is we have to run the playbook 4 times because every time you have to pass the values. But here you're using loops, so you're still making it more powerful. Okay. And this is a playbook. Fine. So let's move to next playbook. Okay, this is the same thing what we already have discussed. Okay. The same thing, yeah. Now here, Anuj,
Right.
item is a variable. For the
Right.
first iteration, this item will be replaced with
Tree.
tree. Second iteration, Git, like this,
Git.
it happens.
Correct.
But state is present. This is hard-coded. Agree? That means all the softwares will be installed because you have mentioned
Installed.
state as present.
Present.
But your requirement is tree should be installed, Git should be uninstalled, JDK should be upgraded, and so like this.
Correct.
This can also be done. Okay.
Few
You can see
things
here.
to be installed, few things
Few
to
things
be
to be uninstalled. So in that case,
uninstalled.
look at the requirement. Tree needs to be installed. Okay. Git needs to be uninstalled. Fine. JDK needs to be updated from lower version to higher version. Apache needs to be installed with updating the repository. One should be so when the every iterations one will be installed, one should be installed. You cannot hard code state as present like in our previous example, isn't it, Anuj? So
Right.
in such case, you can use multiple variables, and the variable name should start with, as you know, item is a keyword, item.a, item.b, and item.c. Okay. So if you are using multiple variables inside the loop, previous example is only one variable inside the loop. So the variable name was item. But in case if you have multiple, if you want to use multiple variables inside the loop, you should write item.a and item.b and item.c. It understands that you can implement in the loop. So with underscore item, you can see A, B, C. Array. Tree present, no. By looking at the values, you can understand tree will be installed. Git will be Git absent. Git will be uninstalled. JDK will be uninstalled. Apache will be installed with updating the repository. So can we use multiple variables? When you use multiple variables, yes, you can use multiple variables inside the loops, and the variable name should start with item.a or item.variable
ABC.
name. Yeah. Let's go ahead on this. You can see it is executing multiple times with multiple variables. Okay, so that's how it happens. Okay, so this is just an example just to showcase that don't be under impression that we have to use only one variable within the loop. Within the loop also we have an option of using multiple
Variables.
Next, multiple modules with multiple with underscore items. What does that mean? Look at the previous example. This loop will execute for which module?
Only one module is the
APT module.
APT module, installing or uninstalling something.
Whatever it is. So playbook is having only one module. This with underscore items is definitely referring to APT module.
But APT module.
But here, creating users and creating files. Two things I want to do. I want to create users. I want to create files. For creating users, I want to use user module, and for creating files, we have a file module. Two modules. You can see this with underscore items is for user module. Pairwise combinations.
Right.
This with underscore item is for file module. Let's say you want to create two users, you want to create two files. That means two users, user module should execute 2 times. File module should execute 2 times. So every module will have corresponding loops. So it goes for pairwise combinations. Please don't be under impression that when you're using loops, we have to use only one module. It's not the case. You can use a number of modules. Let's say you want to create 50 users and you want to create 10 files. Okay, user module 50 iterations, file module 2 iterations. Like this, you can use multiple with underscore items and the corresponding pairwise combination happens, and then the loop gets executed. You can see here item.a, item.b, and item.c, Farhan, and the values here. Okay, and here item.a and item.b, A refers to file. First here you should mention the file name. State equal to either touch or a directory. Here one I want to create a file, and second one I want to create a directory. Got it? Perfect. This is an example.
These playbooks are very sensitive to space, right?
Yeah,
for example, I can see
YAML
3 dots,
is very sensitive.
3 dots, then there is a 1 dash, then 1 space.
Yeah.
So we have to follow these indentations.
Very important. Indentation is very important. You should be comfortable working with YAML. Okay.
Sunil, is there any specific book you refer us in order to go for a YAML, at least basic one? What do you think good of?
I have shared you a few documents, I think. So that is enough to start with beginner level. Did you check that?
In the drive itself?
In the running notes, when we learned about the Docker, I have shared you the YAML files. Basic.
Yeah, that's there.
Please check that to start with. So go to insert mode. Done. So pretty quick. Okay. Host equal to all, so it has executed on all the 4 machines. I hope I'm very clear. Each and every example we are learning, adding on one concept to make it very clear. Let's move with handlers. This is important. Many participants get confused with respect to handlers and error handling. Generally, I've seen many participants getting confused between handlers and error handling. Handlers is positive, error handling is negative. What does that mean? Let's experience it. Look at the theory first. Theory is important. Handler is a piece of code which is executed if some other module is successful. That means positive. If one module is successful, then you want some related actions to be happen. You do it at handler. I repeat again, handler is a piece of code that gets executed if some other module is executed successfully and made some changes. Handlers are executed only after the task section is completed. So this theory I'll come back later. Let's look at the practicals.
So if some software gets installed, then handler is executed and this is done.
Look at this. Configuring Apache 2, fine. That's the name of the playbook. That's fine. APT module, name equal to Apache, state equal to present. So it is very obvious that the Apache 2 will be installed in node 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. Done. Next, once Apache 2 is installed, I want to copy the index.html file. So I want to have this content. Logic Labs is the content which I want to have it in index.html file. So copy module I'll execute. So copy
Right.
module, copy this content and place it in this particular destination, the index.html file. And then here two modules we have, Anuj.
Right, APT and copy.
Yes, this is handler. Okay. Now when this handler gets executed, tell me.
Okay, once Apache gets installed, the restart Apache service.
Let me plug in the charger.
The handler is also a module, Sunil,
It's a keyword.
because we have used this.
It's not a module.
The syntax which we use for module is the same which we are using for handlers as
Yes.
well.
Yes, look at this. Now tell me when the handler gets executed, Anuj.
The moment Apache service, Apache gets installed,
Okay.
it will
So you
restart
mean to say
Apache.
once the APT module has been executed, then the handler will execute. Okay.
Execute, right?
Okay. So you are wrong because before understanding when the handler will execute, you need to take a note of name of the handler. What's the name of the handler?
Restart
Name.
Apache.
Yeah, that's the name
Restart
of
Apache.
name of the handler
Oh.
can be anything. Name of the handler can be Anuj. Name of the handler
Right,
can be
anything.
Sunil, whatever it is.
Right, right.
And then have you observed there's something called notify?
Yeah, notify.
Notify is there in which module? Copy module.
Copy module.
It's not there in APT module.
No.
Notify is not there in the APT,
APT
module.
module.
And in the notify, you're mentioning the handler name. Did you compare? It is same. What did I write here? Handler name I have written.
Handler name, right? And
That
same.
means this handler is linked to copy module. This handler
Copy
is not
module.
linked to APT module. How
Oh.
how does a handler is linked to a particular module in the task section? A task section can have 10 modules. There can be
Correct.
one handler, but that handler will be linked to one specific activity or one specific event. That linking happens using notify.
Notify.
So by looking at the notify, you can understand that, okay, the copy module, the handler is linked to copy module. So that
Copy
means
module.
once the copy module is successfully executed, then only handler will execute. Handler will not execute related to APT modules. Nowhere related to APT module. Okay. So linking handlers to the specific modules in the task section can be done by using the keyword notify.
Notify.
Clear?
And we will attach notify to whatever the
Whichever module you want. It's up to the requirement.
Got it.
Clear, Vakar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So notify is what linking the handler to the module.
Module.
So let's do this.
So simply we want to let the handler know what need to be triggered when this particular gets successfully executed.
Run the playbook. When you run the playbook, first task section gets executed. Okay. Then only handler section will be executed. Come back to theory.
Once in
Handlers will be executed only after completing all the task section. There may be 10 task section. The handler is linked to first task, but once the first task is completed, control will not jump to handler section. First, all the 10 tasks should be completed. Then only the handler control comes to the handler section. Okay.
Sunil, what does mean? So that means even if I link my handler to the first task,
First
it will
module.
not, first module, it will not get executed.
No, it will complete all the tasks which are there. So Handlers will be always executed only after all the task sections are completed. Okay, then only control goes to handlers. Okay. Now,
That's a beauty, Sunil. You answer the
Oh.
question even before we ask.
yeah, so run the playbook. So you can see the order of execution of playbook here. Here you will not find difference because anyways there are only 2 modules and then I'm linked to the second module only. So the order it doesn't make any difference, but you look at the result. First install Apache 2. Apache 2 is already installed, so you're getting in green color. The last node
Mhm.
it's not installed because a new node, so you'll get the last node in yellow color.
Right, the fourth one which you added.
Yeah, yesterday.
So that means handler will be running in the last.
Next index.html, then only running
Got it.
handler.
Ah,
Only after completing all the task section, then only handler gets executed. Okay.
got it.
And handler got executed because the index.html is successfully executed.
Got it.
Now the beauty. If you rerun the playbook, handler is not executed.
Yeah, because that is already installed. Got installed.
Not installation. It is related to copy module, right?
Copy module. Oh,
It's already copied.
copied.
So
Yes.
copy
exactly.
module, you'll get it in green color because the
Green
logic
color.
lab, the text is already copied. So
Already copied.
only when the module is successfully executed and made some changes in the nodes, then only handler gets triggered. Otherwise, handler will not be triggered.
Triggering.
Yes. So I want rerun for more clarity.
So Sunil, handler also a kind of module, right? It's a kind of module. It also
But the
calling
functionality
service
is different.
Functionality is different, but it is
That's
a
why
module.
it's
kind
called
of
as handler.
handler. Right.
Everything is a task, right? So whether it is handler or a module. Okay.
Yep,
You can
yep.
see here installing Apache to green color index.html. No, there's no concept of running handler because I have more made changes. So the handler gets
Perfect.
executed. Okay. Only
Right.
when the module specific particular module has been made successfully changes in yellow color, then only it gets executed. Vasant Kumar, good evening.
Yeah, Sunil, good evening,
How
Sunil.
are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm good, Sunil. How about you?
Yeah, doing good. Yes, your question.
Yeah, I have very one do we really need the server control server for Ansible? Or can I run the Ansible playbook from my laptop, like only the client architecture?
No,
But whatever
no. Controller is mandatory. Okay. Exclusively controller is mandatory, and the passwordless connections between the nodes and the control is also mandatory.
but then it is a client server architecture. It's not a client only architecture.
Sorry.
Because we need a server for the Ansible to be available. But
That-
if you run with
This
Chef,
controller, you can visualize a server.
yeah,
Okay.
but I
But the
just
beauty
read
is
the,
there is no soft. Yeah, please tell me.
yeah, but if you want your infrastructure has to be a code, you store all the playbooks and everything in the repository.
This is
And
no. This is okay. Ansible is not yet matured for infrastructure creation. It's only
yeah,
specialized
still,
for configuration
still,
management.
still,
Okay.
if we want our configuration management to be version controlled, so multiple people can go and change based on the requirement and apply the playbooks. So in that case, they
You mean to say
should
there's no
run.
security?
No, they should run from their laptop or their client machines. It's a client architecture. Ansible is a client only architecture, not server. We don't really need the server, I believe.
What do you mean? What do you mean by client only architecture? Is generally
Means like
we have a term. Yeah, we have a terminology like client server architecture.
yeah, because in our organization we use Terraform. People just run the
I understood. You're comparing
configuration.
Terraform with Ansible. That's what I said. To an extent, Ansible can be used for creating infrastructure, but not specialized in creating infrastructure. So till now, Ansible is yet a configuration management tool. Okay, you cannot compare with Terraform.
Actually, again, I read one article from IBM.
Yes, you can create infrastructure using code using Ansible also. But to an extent that's not yet matured. Okay.
No, but they are saying that Ansible is only a client architecture, means you can run the playbooks from your laptop. No need of a control server. You can, if you have the inventory file in your local laptop, if you have the
Mhm.
connection between the nodes and from your local laptop, you can run the playbook
Okay,
on
so
all
you
the
mean to
servers.
say that this is your personal laptop, okay?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
working from home and the infrastructure is in any location, can be
yeah,
US.
yeah.
From
In
your
cloud
personal
also.
laptop, in the terminal in your personal laptop, you will be writing a playbook, agree?
Yeah,
And
I'll
the-
install the Ansible as well on my
You
laptop.
will be installing the Ansible and then that particular playbook will run it on the infrastructure. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
That is
You
what they
are,
are saying.
you people, you are getting this because you are comparing with the Terraform, okay?
No, the same similar way IBM also saying it's a client only. Ansible is a client only architecture.
Okay, why they say it as client only architecture? Because we are installing that particular Ansible is only one machine. You are not
Okay.
installing Ansible in the nodes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
generally anything software which is installed in two machines is client server architecture. Okay, a software which is installed on only one machine, that is itself is a
Okay.
you can say it as a client machine. Okay, so
Okay.
from that
Okay. Got it.
context,
Yeah.
probably they are using as a client machine. Okay, so
Okay.
that client is different and our laptop client is again different. Okay,
So we cannot run the playbooks from our laptop like we do
I am not sure.
in
I
the
mean,
Terraform.
probably it could be
Isn't
done. I'm
Terraform.
not sure. I don't know about that. Okay, I've never seen that.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you,
configuring
sir.
from a personal laptop. Okay,
Sure. Sure. Thank you.
okay, okay. So yes, so handler, we have repeated handler got not executed. So we got the concept of handlers. Okay. Error handling. Error handling is something negative. What do you mean negative? If one module fails, that's it. Handlers is if one
Positive.
module is successful.
Successful.
That is positive. That's why before starting this explanation, I have mentioned that handler is positive, error handling is negative. If anything is successful, you want related operations to be happen, then go for handlers. If anything is failure, then you want related actions to be done, then go for error handling. Look at the theory. Okay, this is handler. I'm talking about error handling. If any module fails in Ansible, look at the behavior. The execution of playbook terminates over there. This is nothing special. It happens in any programming language, isn't it, Anuj? If any
Right.
in runtime error if happens, it gets terminated. Next. When we know that a certain module might fail, that means when you're writing the playbook, you can guess that this module may fail. But still you want the execution of playbook to continue, then we use the concept of error handling. Okay. The section of code that might generate an error, we should write it in the block section. So here I'm introducing you one more new section called as a block section. A section of code that might generate an error is called as a block section. In case if it literally generates an error, the control comes to rescue section. Look at the names of the sections. It's very meaningful. It comes to rescue section. And there's a third section called always section that gets executed irrespective whether the block is successful or not. If you compare, it's something like in Java, Anuj, there's something called try block and the catch block, and there's
Correct.
something called always block, something like this. It's a piece of code that might generate an error, but still you want, in case if it generates an error, you don't want the playbook to be terminated, that you write it in the block section. If
So
it
that means
really
we already know that it might get failed.
it might get failed. So you write that particular module in the block section. In case it fails, then control comes to rescue section. Okay. So the next section is rescue section. So if something fails, then obviously a rescue operation should happen. So that's the reason we have a rescue section. Always section, as the name suggests, always, whether the block section is successful or failure, the always section, the code which is there in the always section is always getting executed, irrespective whether the block section is successful or failure. So 3 sections you have to understand. Block section, you have to experience block section, rescue section, and always section. So let's experience it.
So Sunil, the handler is a situation where we link handler to a particular module, and obviously that handler only get executed after executing every module in last, right?
Yes, you're right.
And it will, since it is linked to a particular module, as an example, it was linked to a copy module in the previous section, the copy module gets successfully executed and it successfully run. However, in this particular error handling, we already know which piece of code will be getting
Yes.
failed.
Yes.
If we don't know, then there is no use of this
There is
error
no
handling
use.
module.
No. There is no use. Okay.
Got
When
it.
you predict
Yep.
that you already know, then you go for block section. Look at this.
Got it.
Now, what I'm trying to do, let's try to understand. Host equal to all. I want to run it on all the modules. This is block section. This is rescue section. This is always section. 3 sections. Okay. In the block section apt module, I want to install Apache 1. apt module name equal to name of the package, state equal to present. What happens, Anuj? Apache 1, I'm trying to install. Actually, Apache 1 is an outdated version. It's right now, I think it's not available in the repository. Okay. So this may fail. I'm not sure. This may fail. This version is available in the repository or not. In case if this fails, at least I want Apache 2 version.
Correct.
So I need my primary target is Apache 1. In case if Apache 1 is not there, okay, I want to continue with Apache 2. So in the rescue section, I am writing again apt module name equal to Apache 2, state equal to present. So if Apache 1 is not successful, control comes to rescue section, and Apache 2 will be executed. Now finally, always section, whether it is Apache 1 or Apache 2, using the URL module, I want to check whether my nodes are responding to that particular Apache or not. So I'm using URL module. Okay. Whether it is Apache 1 or Apache 2. So like this. So when a certain module might generate an error, okay, it may be successful now, but future maybe after 1 year it may generate an error. So such kind of cases, you better write it in the block section and also rescues, or also write a corresponding else activity in the rescue section and always section, irrespective whether it is successful or failure. Always section gets executed always. So here I will write my private IP resource of 4 nodes.
Got it. So it's a kind of already prediction where we may know that this may fail. If this may fail, this is an option so that it should not ask. Automatically control goes to the next one and execute it. Sunil, any real life scenario where it could be used? I mean, that's okay, but any real life where it could be used?
Especially these kind of cases are used in many cases. For example, copy module, when it is getting executed, when you want to copy a file from the controller to the node, isn't it? So that module will be successful only when that particular file isn't in the controller machine. If that particular file doesn't present in the controller machine, obviously it fails. Right. And when it will be failed, you cannot control it. As long as the particular file is available in the control module, the copy module successfully executed. So when the status of the controller changes, then it can fail. Like this, there are a lot of cases where you cannot guarantee that it will be successful. It may fail based on the status of related actions. Okay.
Got it.
So in such cases, we go for rescue operation. Okay.
Rescue operation.
So
Sunil, one more question. If particular playbook has
1 minute. Let me complete this.
Yeah, sure.
So what happens? Ansible 1 is not there. Sorry, Apache 1 is not there. So block section fails. Rescue section gets executed, and then always section as the name suggests, always it gets executed.
Error handling.
Yes.
Fail red color. Yes.
And then you can see here. First one, block section failed. Installing Apache 2. No package matching. Apache 2, Apache 1 is not there in the repository.
Correct.
So what I want to do, I want to install Apache 2. Rescue operation is happening. Apache 2 is already there. That's the reason you're getting in green color. Otherwise, you get it in the yellow color.
Right, yellow color.
And finally, I want to check the URL response. URL response is perfectly working. Okay. So I'm not sure why this is errored out.
Third one is.
I'm not sure for specific nodes.
We did not install this particular package over there to check the URL. The last 4th node, I hope.
Okay, fine. So that's how I hope you understood where exactly we can use the
Perfect.
error
Have a
handling
dot?
concept. Yes.
When we predict any particular module might fail, we may give an option. If it fails, instead
At the
of this
runtime,
is
if we don't want that module, the Ansible to be terminated. So in such cases,
So
yes,
I have-
Vakar.
Suppose I have a group of web server, right? And in that we have 4 managed nodes. 2 is Ubuntu and 2 is Linux.
Okay.
So I want to.
No, first point.
Yes, sir.
If the machines are not homogeneous, that means if the operating system changes, then better to individually handle it. I mean, for Linux machines, for Red Hat, go create one playbook. For Ubuntu, create one playbook, because here in Ubuntu we use APT, but in Red Hat, I think we use Yum repository, isn't it, Vakar?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
as long as the status of we have to be careful. We have to look at the status of the existing nodes,
Mhm.
and we should know what exactly operating systems they are having. So all the related nodes, homogeneous node, create
Mhm.
one playbook, and to make sure that it runs on it.
So
Heterogeneous node, create one more playbook, so that will not have a confusion.
I'm asking that this error handling can work there.
Yes,
Not.
it works definitely.
But
But here you have used APT module. It works only for Ubuntu flavors.
What I'm trying first in the block section, I want to mention Yum repository, and in the rescue section, I want to mention APT. So in the 2 node, APT will be executed, and in
And
2
yes,
node,
you are
Yum
right.
will be executed.
You are right. You are
Is
right.
it possible?
It is possible, definitely. Okay.
Thank you.
But that's not right approach, isn't it? Okay. So create playbooks
Mhm.
according to the operating systems. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
But it can be done
Sunil,
definitely.
Sunil, one small question.
Yes.
So if there are 5 modules and while running one module gets success and second module gets fail, will the playbook terminate over there?
Yes.
It terminate.
It terminates over there. Okay.
Got it.
Yes. Saurabh.
Yes, sir. I think so. There was used in the URI, so that's why generated the error.
What was the error?
In this file, last always. So that's a use in URI. Name, check, URL response.
You are right.
Then
The module name is URI.
Okay, this model name is
And the parameter is URL. Okay.
okay. Okay, sir.
Maheshwara, how are you doing?
It is confusing for me. See, in the
No,
block section,
okay. Yeah.
no, in the block section, you are using whichever is going to fail. We know that it is going to fail, am I right? Then
No. First point. Okay. It may successful now, but in future it may fail. For example, for showing you the execution process wantedly, I want to fail it. I want to show you block module failing because I want to show you rescue module getting successful. Okay. To project that example wantedly, even though I know it, I write it. But let's say right now Apache 2 is there. After 3 years, Apache 2 may not be available in the repository. Apache 3 version comes, isn't it?
Right.
So in such case, when you want to install Apache 2, it fails. Okay. In the rescue section, you need to go for Apache 3. Okay. So like this, as per the situation, we will be changing the.
So, for example, real life scenario in block section, whatever we mentioned, it might succeed also for some time.
Definitely, it will succeed also. It need not be always failure. If it is succeeds,
even in the rescue also, it will succeed after some on the block
after
and the
some
rescue.
time, yes. If for Maheshwara, if block section is successful,
Yeah.
then rescue will not execute.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Come directly to always actually.
Yeah. Rescue section, when it will execute only when block fails. Okay. So that's what I have mentioned here.
Right. Understood.
Okay.
Sunil. That's what I was thinking.
If it generates an error, then control comes to rescue section. Okay.
Okay.
Got it? Okay.
Got it.
Okay. So with this, we have completed all the concepts related to Ansible. Okay. So we have discussed error handling, we have discussed loops. So more than this is not required with respect to Ansible. Okay. So in next session, we will be discussing about monitoring tool called Nagios. It's a one session only. We'll discuss about monitoring tool called Nagios, how exactly monitoring can handle at on-premises. In case if anybody asks you, you should be in a position to answer it. So we'll be experiencing Nagios on Monday session. As you know, we'll not have sessions on Saturday, Sunday. Next session on Monday, where we'll discuss about Nagios, followed with we'll start Kubernetes. Okay, so that's our agenda for the upcoming week. Yes, Akar.
How many classes will be in Kubernetes, sir?
Kubernetes, I think 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
Okay, 3 classes probably. Okay.
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 Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all. Have a nice weekend. Please do hands on. See you on Monday. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody. Thank you.